Hello, we are here for one more lesson of this AutoCAD 2016 training course, and the topic for today will be dimensioning of non-orthogonal objects. Until now we've been seeing lessons and examples about work with linear dimensions, but as you may understand, we can do and we have that need to dimension also other types of objects like circles, arcs, and even lines, but in other positions that not only in linear simple positions, and to create those dimensions. So to show you these possibilities, I've created this simple geometry, so a polygon with 6 equal sides and a circle in the middle. So let me start to show you what can we do with this. So first we go to the annotate menu, and you know already this dimensions group of commands. So the first one I'd like to show you is inside, so the linear is what we've seen until now. So aligned, and the align allows us to also pick 2 points as on the linear dimension, but this time we'll measure point by point and not align by the axis. Just to remember, if we do the align in this exact same position, so we've created this type of dimension. Okay, so the align allows us to put this kind of dimension. Then we have other possibilities like the angular, and the angular allow us to choose 2 lines. For example, let me explode this polygon. Again, angular, let me choose 2 lines, and then according to the place I choose to place my dimension, it will show me different angles. Okay, so something like this, very simple also to use. We can put dimensions also, radius and diameters. So radius will allow us to choose one circle or arc, and then if we go inside, we'll put the dimension with this kind of look, or if we go outside, we'll point out from the center of the circle or the arc. And basically the same method for the diameter. In this particular case, inside just a line and an arrow. Outside we'll do something like this. Please note the symbol of diameter, okay, and the same for the radius, because we are putting a dimension that should have this kind of notation. We can have a different kind of dimension also. For example, for this kind of entity, an arc, and if we go there and use this arc length, so we can choose the arc and we can put this kind of dimension that will measure the length of the arc, and put this symbol that basically wants to say that this is the length of the arc. So it is interesting also to use this kind of command. We can put also a dimension like that we call a jog dimension, and the jog dimension is it is something that we use if we need to dimension an arc or a circle whose center is not in the drawing area, and we have this particular kind of tool. So jogged, so we select the arc or the circle. Now we can point out to the center of the arc or the circle, so I can use this or I can use other point. I will maintain and use the center of this arc. and if I use the center, then I put the normal dimension. Okay. If I use other point, so for example this point, now you see that I can make this kind of symbology with this broken symbology for the dimension line, and I can put this bigger or not, and first click will fix the text, second click will allow me to fix the place to put this breaking symbology. Okay, this is the jog. Last, I have another type of dimension. I will put a linear one here. You know, sorry, not a linear, a line dimension. Okay, and I may need to force these extension lines to take another angle different from the 90 degrees that usually they take. Okay, and this is particularly used when we are working with isometric drawings, where the lines can be at 30 or 60 degrees. So I have some commands for that, and for example I can use this oblique, okay, where I can choose a dimension, okay, confirm, and now I can give an oblique angle, and I will say -60. Okay, so you see the dimension, the lines of the dimension change to this angle, but now I don't have this text aligned with the extension lines. So I can go there again and say, in this particular case, only for the text, saying I want to choose this, and I want to specify the angle that in this case should be 30 degrees. So I can use this kind of notation. Okay, so this is another possibility for to use with linear dimensions or aligned dimensions, to turn them oblique on the angle you give. I use this example for these isometric possibilities, but you can use other kinds of angles, because you may have specific situations where you want to have your dimension aligned with other particular and specific case. So I hope these examples were clear enough to show you other possibilities than the regular ones that we use with the linear and more common uses for the dimensions.